Alright guys, welcome back to the next part of Let's Play 15 Years of Halo. So in the last video, you guys were actually a little bit confused as to why I wasn't playing on the MCC, and the reason is because we're gonna play the original version, you know? If we're gonna play every single Halo game in the last 15 years, then technically I should be playing the MCC pretty much last, you know? Yeah, we're playing the original OG Xbox version. But what I'm actually doing is because, sadly, I cannot actually get my Xbox to work, so we are actually playing this on the 360 with an adapter so that I can use the original Duke controller. And this Duke controller is awful. It's so bad in hindsight. It's so clunky and awkward. Man. You know, this skybox for this level actually is exactly what I want out of like a Halo skybox. Like, if I could describe the perfect Halo skybox for you guys, it would probably be this one, because it's like, it's clearly daytime out, but it's you look up in the sky and there are stars everywhere, you know, and there's the moon, and behind this cliff face here, there's a planet and stuff just kind of looming over, and then of course you've got the Halo ring, like, you know, you see those weird, like, lights shooting up into the sky, and it's just such an alien atmosphere to it. It's so great. Gosh, I love Halo Combat Evolved so much. I love the landscape of this game. This is definitely, I think in terms of atmosphere, probably one of my favorite Halo games in the series. And you know, here's the thing, alright? Halo Combat Evolved, I think, is absolutely gorgeous. I think it is a beautiful game, and you know, obviously graphically we can look around and we can say, yeah, it's definitely not that good looking by today's standards, but in terms of the art style, it's beautiful. The art style helps this game age well, in my personal opinion, but I think I actually discussed that on the last one. So I also, in the future, I want to see if I can get like other people on board, so as I'm playing through a level or something, we just kind of like talk off of each other, just so it's not me, just so it's a little bit more interesting, because I don't know if you guys get bored of hearing my voice. I hope that's not the case, but we got the Spirit dropships. This was before the Phantoms, right? Man, that was so weird seeing a Halo. This is so weird seeing a Halo game without like the Phantoms and stuff. Come here, you little fucker. There we go. Alright. So how are you guys doing? Although you can't answer that because I am not streaming. Oh, this is where Johnson looked weird, right? Hang on, let's go over here. Yeah, man, Johnson looks weird. He looks a little bit weird in Halo 2 Anniversary. Like, in Halo 2, like, I'm not talking in terms of the character model, because the character model is incredible. It's such a good model, but it's like he looks too young to be Johnson, you know, because his voice, you know, is like, "Where's your platoon?" And he has like that really deep, gruff, aged voice. But then you look at him and his model looks like he's in his early 20s or something, and it's just like, you know, something's weird. It's the same with like and it's actually funny, it's the opposite with Miranda Keyes, because she has such a young voice, but the actress playing her, or at least like the actress that they modeled her face off of, looks like she's in her late 30s, early 40s, where Miranda Keyes looks like she's kind of fresh out of, you know, military school or the academy or wherever, you know, the Halo men go to train to be part of the UNSC. Come here, you. The Halo CE plasma rifle is still probably my favorite incarnation of the plasma rifle. I don't think the Halo franchise has ever come close to topping it, because in Halo CE it had a stun feature where if you shoot them enough times in rapid succession, it would stun them. Hello, you. Yeah, see, there's the planet that I'm talking about. Like, obviously we can tell, you know, it's a low-res image and stuff. It's not very impressive looking, but back in the day when this game looked just gorgeous, and definitely for me, Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2 were some of my first ever first-person shooters. So seeing visuals like this, in my opinion, was like mind-blowing. And it was just like, I remember this game looking so lifelike and real, and just being absolutely blown away by the skyboxes. Because my first game was Halo 2, and like Halo 2 even, I was kind of like, yeah, this game's cool, but I don't know. And then I remember Halo CE and just being like, wow, this is amazing. You know, the worlds are so open, the landscapes are so breathtaking. Just everything about Halo Combat Evolved was so great. Every Halo game is something that you can brag about, I feel. Halo Combat Evolved obviously has just like the incredible atmosphere and the beautiful alien world. Halo 2, I would say, in my personal opinion, the best thing about it was the story. I didn't think the campaign itself in terms of level design was anything really to write home about. Like, it was still fun, don't get me wrong, but it's like, as a Halo game, it's definitely my least favorite campaign. I like the story, just not the levels. And then Halo 3, I thought it did the best everything. The soundtrack I thought was great, the level design was great, the combat was great, the visuals, the art style was great, multiplayer was great. Everything was just great. Halo Reach, I'm trying to think about, or ODST, I should go on to ODST. ODST, I would say, it also, I would say, had a great art style, and I would say it was on par with Halo CE, but for different reasons. It did its atmosphere equally as well as Halo Combat Evolved did its atmosphere. Like, ODST was definitely a very lonely game. You felt very alone and just kind of isolated when you played ODST. And then Reach, I would say it was the best community game. You know, it was the best at everything. I mean, besides esports and actually competitive multiplayer, which is particularly why I was not the biggest fan of Reach's multiplayer. I didn't like the weird fact that there was no melee bleed through. I didn't like the weapon bloom. I didn't like the, just like, I don't know, I didn't like the multiplayer too much in the armor abilities. But I would say that it was the best at pretty much everything. You know, it had a little thing for all the casual players. And, I mean, it showed, you know, Halo Reach had a healthy population for quite a few years. Plus, it had a pretty awesome custom games. And then I would say Halo 4, definitely story, was its... Definitely the best thing about Halo 4 was its story. Like, the story was so good. And then Halo 5... I would say Halo 5's best feature is the Forge, and also the 4v4 arena. And even Warzone, you know, Warzone is still in its infancy, but even Warzone, I do really admire, and I want to see where Warzone goes from here, because I see great things from it in the future. This is also, man, I'm just thinking now about how rusted and kind of old and forgotten a lot of the Forerunner caves look. Because I know that one of the main reasons 343 redesigned the Forerunners is because they wanted to separate the Forerunners from the Covenant, because I guess this is a thing, and definitely I guess I can see this to some extent. I know, you know, when I was younger and I played Halo CE, I definitely got confused from time to time. But sometimes, I guess people would get lost, like they wouldn't know if, is this Forerunner or is this Covenant? You know, the art styles were not similar, but they sometimes blended together a little bit, and, you know. I know that there's a way to skip this cutscene from triggering. I'm not sure how to do it, though. Sometimes just happens randomly. Oh man, the old light bridges. I miss these light bridges. I miss when it, because now obviously the light bridges in Halos 4 and 5 have Forerunner glyphs kind of going along them. But before, the light bridges, they felt more like, well, you know, light. It felt less refined. It felt more, definitely less, oh man, I'm trying to think of a word. It felt like it was still in its infancy, the technology of light bridges for the Forerunners. And then obviously in Halo 4, we saw that they were able to make structures out of hard light, and all sorts of stuff, which also something interesting that I learned is the reason in Halo 4 for all the floaty bits when it comes to the Forerunners, why when you start off, you know, with the Forerunners, the outside structures. Basically, it's all your traditional Forerunner stuff, but then as you made your way into the center of Requiem, things got a lot more floaty. Is actually supposed, because it's supposed to reflect the way as you get deeper and deeper and deeper into Requiem's core, gravity is getting denser, and so the Forerunners would actually design their architecture to defy gravity and stuff so that they don't just kind of succumb to time and begin bending and stuff because the gravity's so tough. So that's actually something interesting that I learned. I never actually thought about it that way. Oh man. Ba 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 da 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 da. I love this track so much. Like, look at this. Look how freaking awesome this is. The Marines all pumped. We've got the amazing skyline. We've got those lights heading up into the sky. It's just this amazing alien world and this just music that just encourages you to go and explore and have adventures. It's just, oh my god, I love this game. Why is it that Halo is having such a hard time to replicate the awe? You know, the awe and just wonder of exploring alien worlds. You know, why are we going to Meridian? You know, why are we going to Genesis with its weird, like, gross booger-colored grass and, like, mud everywhere? Like, come on, let's explore beautiful alien worlds. I hope that we see in Halo, the future of the franchise, we start straying away from boring planets like Meridian, and we start, Meridian and Genesis, and we start focusing on more just beautiful and wonderful environments. And definitely wider environments, because, I mean, there is not a single level in Halo 5 that matches this level in terms of size or scope. So, come here, buddy. We're going to kill you. I want your sniper rifle, so... come here. Stop moving! Alrighty. Here's actually a little fun fact about this level. If you don't want to sit and, like, defend against waves of Covenant, you know, if you want to just get the level over with, kill your Marines, and Cortana will just be like, we couldn't save them, we gotta move on to the next alley, or, you know, valley and stuff, and then that's it, and you just get to go. So it's a way to speed up the level progression.
They're all dead.
Yeah, see?
We didn't save them.
We didn't save them. So now we just get to move on. We don't need to sit and defend against a few waves of Covenant dropships. Let's get going.
Over here.
Oh shit, that's right. He's against me now. I forgot, I was like, you're still my loyal gunner, right? Even though I slaughtered all of your mates. Something also that I miss about Halo is I'm getting a little bit tired of all of the UNSC being just white American men or women. It's like, why can't, you know, obviously, I mean, Locke, he's black, but it's like, why do they all just have American accents? What happened to the Australians, the Kiwis, in Halo Combat Evolved, some of them even speak Spanish, like they don't even speak English, and that was supposed to reflect the way Earth has kind of become united. You know, there's no more wars or anything on Earth, like everyone just... They're all united. They all fight together now. But now in Halo 4 and 5, it just feels like the UNSC are just a bunch of Americans. I don't know. I'm hoping that in Halo 6 we see a little bit more diversity. Oh man. Oh man, I'm getting shot from all directions. These Marines, they're not messing around. No. Fuck off. Here we go.
No survivors, Master Chief.
Beep, 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 beep. Oop. I was a little bit late to the party with that shield recharge sound effect, but it doesn't matter. Let's get out of here, though. I'm going to pick up these guys' assault rifles and stuff, and we're going to move out. Wait, can I? Nope. Okay, that's my old comment of fuck off. Oh my god, go away. Holy crap, the game is running in like 12 frames per second. Oh my god, my head. I'm getting a headache. I actually, I was able to get a multiplayer version of Halo Combat Evolved on my PC last night because I still cannot find my my original disc for Combat Evolved on the PC, and I really wanted to play Halo Combat Evolved again. So I just got the multiplayer version. I found a cracked version of it, and oh my god, I had it synced up to my monitor's refresh rate, so it was running at 140 frames per second, and man, Halo Combat Evolved looks weird, because when I was younger, my PC could only really run this game at around 40 to 50 frames per second, I want to say. So I've never seen Halo Combat Evolved at above 60 frames per second, and jeez, it looks weird running that smooth. And what's even weirder is all the animations are at 20 frames per second. So, like, you know, the camera and stuff, everything about that looks smooth, but the enemies look jerky and laggy and stuff, and oh my gosh, it's so weird. It was it was bizarre. Let's get going. We gotta save the rest of them, and by save I mean kill them off so we don't need to defend against waves and waves of Covenant. Man, I hope Halo 6 kind of adopts this style of level design, the more open-worldy levels. I'm also hoping that Halo 6 adopts overshields and stuff and active camo into the campaign. Well, I guess I didn't know what to expect driving right into a tree. You know, this game obviously looks terrible, right? But I would say just because of the strong art style and good use of colors, I think that this personally looks more visually pleasing to me than Halo 5 does. I don't know, it looks warmer, it looks more exciting and more welcome, you know, because I think of Halo 5 and Genesis and just how gross and muddy everything was. Like, all the colors were wrong, all the foliage was like all the foliage didn't cast its own shadows. Like blades of grass wouldn't cast their own shadows like they did in previous Halo games, so the grass looked weird and poppy. It also didn't look like it was affected by shadows, so the grass would just be glowing, and it just, ah, man, graphically Genesis was like a mess. Also, speaking of a mess, the frame rate on this level. Oh boy, the frame rate is going to town here. I'm getting a lot of little issues. It seems fine here. Let's go up this ramp. But back there, I don't know if you guys saw. I kind of miss the echoey sounding sniper rifle, you know, when you fire it and it's like when you can hear it echoing around the cliffs and stuff. Because now, obviously, the sound effect, it's more realistic, but there's no echo. You can't hear the shot cracking and bouncing off of, like, canyon walls in the distance anymore like you could before. Also, I feel like this level's a lot brighter on the MCC, because for some reason it feels very dark on the original Xbox version. I don't know if the PC version was like that. I'll have to go back and replay the PC version if I can ever find my original copy. Get out of the way! Who misses the 60-round assault rifle? Man, what a missed opportunity it was for them in Halo 5 to include a 60-round assault rifle, you know, for the extended mag assault rifle. They only have it at 54. I assume it's because they have some kind of like algorithm that balances out how many rounds it probably should have, you know, so it's not too overpowered, but man, that would have been such a cool throwback. Where the hell do you think you're going, sir? I freaking love that Cortana's just like, we couldn't rescue any of them. This is terrible. And it's like Chief's just like, yeah, man, that was really sad how we couldn't rescue any of those Marines, right? And he's like washing the blood off of his gauntlets in a nearby stream or something. The next level, the Truth and Reconciliation, guys. So for those of you guys just wondering what this series actually is, we're going to be playing through every single Halo over the past 15 years to completion on their original consoles. Okay, so next up, we're going to be playing the Truth and Reconciliation on, the original Xbox version and stuff. So if you guys are wondering why I'm not playing this on the MCC, that's why, We're reliving the 15 years of memories that Halo has given us. So yeah, eventually, I'm hoping eventually we'll finally make it to Halo 5 Guardians. It's probably going to be a while before we get to Halo 5, because we've got quite a lot of Halo games to play through, but yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you guys really enjoy the series. If you want me to get more people on, just let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next video.